got my laces tied. My trusty podcast by my side. If you wanna talk fun, it's the place to be. Yeah, it's the drop, D-R-O-P.
Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbe with Believe in the Run.
This is Megan with Believe in the Run.
This is Carl with Believe in the Run. It's like the second week in a row you did this.
That's rough, dude. I haven't even been doing the finger
guns.
Finger
Yeah.
guns.
Oh, yeah.
AI just flagged us
All right.
again.
Maybe we should start over. Should we start over? Just roll. All right. I apologize. Carl's in
It's
the
okay.
dark, so I didn't even see him back
It's
there.
totally fine.
And he's wearing ghosts, so you can't see him at all.
Wow,
Yeah.
he really
Solid.
spooky stuff
Yeah.
coming from the table in the rear of the room.
Ooh.
I would be okay if Carl haunted me.
I wouldn't be.
No?
Nah, because I have a feeling it'd be a very emo haunting.
Oh, just like a nasal voice.
It'd be
coming
more
through the
like,
speakers.
why don't you drink more? You're gonna dehydrate.
Yeah.
You know.
Coming to haunt you.
Yeah.
That
Ooh,
kind
I like
of thing.
that. That's good.
Actually, lay that
Lay that track down.
I'll sample your voice out of this recording and then.
Yeah.
Wow.
Have you seen the? It's like the only thing I actually like on Instagram at this point. There's a guy who walks through New York City. He has like a keyboard apparatus.
Oh
and
yeah, I've
mixing-
seen him. The mixing board.
Yeah, and then he has people freestyle. It's like the greatest thing. It's like it makes me so happy.
His talent is insane, but the people he runs into,
Yeah.
I don't know if he's just good at mixing the voices and stuff, but some of them I'm like, I would buy this album. Like their voices are beautiful.
That's what makes me so sad is like there's so much great talent out there and instead we get, I don't know, Charlie XCX.
No, who was the guy from?
I guess she's fine.
Who was the guy from American Idol? Remember they had the
There's been like a lot of people
Clay
from
Aiken?
that show.
no before him. There was the Asian guy that got
Oh, William Hung?
Oh,
yeah,
you mean-
William Hong.
Oh, yeah.
You mean not a winner?
She bangs.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
All
we
that
still
talent
remember
out there.
it.
I know. Like he's probably the only person I remember from that show, except for Megan always brings up the one country singer.
Carrie Underwood?
Carrie Underwood.
Yeah, I
Kelly Clarkson too, right?
She's
Yeah.
not from that. Oh yeah, she is.
Yeah.
She
She was
was
like
the
the
first
OG.
one.
Yeah, she was like the first one.
Didn't they make a movie with her and the dude with the
From
clown
Justin to
hair?
Kelly?
Wow, that was so bad.
Poor Justin, man. Where'd that guy go?
He's made that movie and was like, let me disappear.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
Not good.
And the Simpsons started making characters that look like him.
Dude, there's yeah, anyways, so I don't know where we're going with that.
I don't know.
The freestyle the
Instagram, you liking that?
freestyle rapping over the beats. That's so good. That's the crazy. New York City is just full of
People.
talented people in every.
I don't know. I was there last week and I didn't see that many.
No talents. No.
Yeah, why
No
were you?
talents walking
Why were
around.
you there last week?
I was in New York City for an event with Superfeet and then made my way to Ridgefield, Connecticut, which is only a 90-minute drive from New York City for an Asics event.
Isn't
Move
that
Her
weird?
Mind.
Like I think of Connecticut is like the countryside.
Oh yeah, like horses jumping over hedges and
Well,
stuff.
Yeah,
It
Martha
is.
Stewart wandering around everywhere,
I'm pretty sure she was there.
and it's so close to New
Was
York.
she was at.
She came to the Move Her Mind event.
That's cool.
It's,
Yeah.
it's a good thing.
No.
And it's
Meghan Markle was there too. I'm sorry, the Duchess of Windsor or something. What's her name?
yeah. Does she even live? Where does she live?
California.
Really?
Yeah, they don't like her there. They don't like her anywhere near England.
Yeah, I would just kind of get out of that whole scene if I were
Carl,
her.
didn't you date her for a little while?
Yeah, for like a really hot minute.
Yeah.
And then it fizzled out pretty quickly.
It's because you didn't have a title.
Yeah, there's not enough royalty for her. So.
Carl, the monarch Carl. I was trying to think of what's a King Carl, of course.
King Carl, yeah.
I like
Yeah.
King Carl because that sounds like he's one of the ring-tailed lemurs in that movie Madagascar.
Oh, okay.
Solid movie.
Is that guy's name Carl in that?
No, but King Carl sounds like a
Oh.
He
character.
would be.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah.
take it. I'll take it.
I like it. I don't know how you got to that, but I like it.
I don't know. Martha Stewart to Meghan Markle. I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing.
So Superfeet, not to be confused with
Regular
Rick James Super Freak.
Oh.
Was it Super Freaky?
No, it was a lovely event.
How many feet did you see? Bare feet doing
Tons of feet.
doing
Zero, actually.
I'm curious though, like it's insoles, right?
That's what they are. Yeah.
So what are you looking at? Like, do they have like all these technical, like 3D images of insoles spinning around and stuff?
Well, kind of. So they rented out this like warehousey space and had like different stations where they basically showed like where they used to be and where they're going. And where they're going is like the 3D printed.
So where they were was footbeds. Now they're going to 3D.
Well,
printed
so
Wait, there's
the
beds.
big,
There's beds that look like feet.
yeah, the big
Sleep on.
announcement.
Wait, what have you been sleeping on?
Yeah, unfortunately, none of those. Just
Like you've been raw dogging the foot?
Oh my God.
oh yeah, I'd go. It's all the way. It's the only way I'd do the feet.
Do you know what your feet would probably need? A carbon fiber footbed.
I'm sorry, Meg.
That's okay.
Yeah.
This is expected now at this point.
It's been something.
But yeah, the big announcement product wise that they were making was around a carbon plated insole. Essentially, you can turn any regular shoe into a performance shoe. We'll see how it goes. The number one thing I'm doing is putting it in a plated shoe I already have to do the double plates. Yeah.
I don't know. See, I have tried a plated insole, and I have to say, it's not that comfortable that close to your foot.
Yeah, I mean
We'll
that
see.
makes sense.
But I haven't tried the Superfeet. Maybe
Hold on.
they have new technology.
Did you actually try them?
No, so the product unfortunately was not available for
Right.
the event, but it's coming in June.
That has to be like a tariff thing, right? They probably have it sitting out somewhere in the Pacific waiting to bring them in.
Unsure about that, perhaps, but I know they'll be here next month. And the other exciting thing they announced was that Sonia Richards-Ross, who is a gold Olympian, was there, and she is now a brand ambassador. And she's one of the coolest people. I wasn't very familiar with her before this event, and she's like one of those people that does everything and somehow really well. Like she's an Olympian. She's also an entrepreneur. She has like several businesses.
Like what?
She has a clothing called Shop Coordinates. She was
Okay.
actually on Shark Tank
Oh wow.
and got a deal.
See, Megan's a sucker for Shark Tank.
No, and she's
yeah, I
an
mean,
inspiring human being.
I'm with
Right,
you.
but I'm saying you would pretty much any product that comes across Shark Tank.
No, there's some bad
This
situations.
sounds like Thomas. That sounds like you, dude.
Yeah, dude, the king of buying things off Instagram ads.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been on. I haven't seen anything tantalizing. I almost, if it hadn't been so expensive, they had a little flip holder for the back of your phone, like a magnetic, like thing that you could hold your phone, like better.
Like a holster for your belt.
No, like
Oh.
it's a magnetic thing, and it had like a little disc that flips up, so you can put like a finger underneath of it and just hold your phone better.
Oh, okay. Like the.
Like a MagSafe thing.
Yeah.
Like it magnets to the back. And
I mean, like those.
Because you can't hold your phone.
It's like those things on the back of your phone
Dude,
that
the
they
guy-
sell, right?
Yeah,
why don't
but
you get
the-
a case, bro?
Yeah, but the guy was really good on the Instagram, and I was like, oh, let me just see how much it is. But it was like $40. I'm like,
What? You could buy a new phone for that
Yeah.
much.
just rip the case off, put a new one on.
In 1992.
Where is Robbie buying his
Oh
phone?
yeah, certain places you can.
Track phone,
Yeah,
Cricket.
dude, I might switch to Mint Mobile.
Really?
I don't know. I keep thinking
What
about it,
about
but it seems like
T-Mobile?
so much to do.
Yeah.
I had T-Mobile now.
You don't like it?
I do, but they keep kind of edging the prices up.
Dude,
I'm grandfathered into a pretty good plan, but they
Dude,
keep
we-
trying to.
Where they give you
add
$40
stuff.
phones? I'd stay on.
I
that.
know we're getting shafted on. We have AT&T, and I know we're just getting shafted. And I'm Comcast too. That like even I have this app, and it's like your Comcast bill seems too high. You should call them. And I'm like, I'll get around to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. It's just like it makes me feel like if I'm going to switch carriers, that somehow I'll lose my phone number in the process, even then they say
No.
they won't.
They won't.
But I just don't trust them. Like someone might just type in an extra number and I
You
lost.
do have a good phone number for it. Do you want to tell everybody?
I don't
what
want
it
to
is?
tell them. I do want to tell them, but it's one of the best phone numbers ever.
Okay, imagine Robbie has a phone number that would be like
Oh, I could just say an example.
911 911 91111.
Yeah, call that one.
Yeah.
It's basically similar to the same pattern as 232 2323 like that.
Yeah.
It's very just the same numbers.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
It is.
And it was it was just lucky.
Megan
Luck of the
also
draw.
has a good one. I have like a generic, regular phone number that just means nothing.
Mhm.
Would have been hard to remember. Megan's got another one like yours that's like 3 numbers.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty lucky over here.
So, man, who knew you came to watch a Brooks running shoe review and you got that?
Okay, for starters, we should probably say this at the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah.
People who are thinking that these podcasts are shoe reviews,
Mhm.
and they're like, the first half an hour is not a shoe review. I'm like, yes,
It's
That's the point.
not. This is a podcast where we happen to talk about a shoe at the end. If you want to see the shoe reviews, don't watch the drop. Watch our regular shoe reviews. They're like straight off the bat.
Although we usually do talk about the shoe before the actual review, like in this situation.
yeah,
I will. We try to index it. Doesn't always happen. Sometimes it just gets dropped along the way
buckle up and enjoy.
because there's a lot of stuff going on. It's hard to index this thing when
Yeah, like right now we're going to go back to the Superfeet and Megan's
Yeah.
trip to Connecticut.
and maybe Venus flytraps because I'm trying to keep one alive desperately, and it is just
Wait a
not
second,
happening.
you've had
Whoa.
a Venus flytrap for a while.
Yeah, no, I had one and it died in
I
short
was
order.
like any friend I had that ever had one,
Mhm.
2 weeks tops.
So I've been investigating it more, and apparently they're very hard to keep alive.
Where are you getting them?
The Rainforest,
Same
Right.
person as the cell phones.
Rainforest Cafe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you just take a little garden trowel into the Rainforest Cafe. You can come away with pretty much anything.
What was the name of the plant in Little Shop of Horrors? Feed Me Seymour, that guy.
Was that not a Venus flytrap
I believe it was a form of,
pitcher plant?
yeah.
But it's Venus flytraps are. This is I've already said this on a podcast before, but they're native to North Carolina.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so they grow in the bogs there. So you have to keep it wet like all the time. You had to put
That's
in a
what she
saucer of he did, but you had to put in a saucer of water, and like it has to be filtered water. So you guys will love this stuff.
Do you have a lot of saucers?
Yeah,
I don't even, do we have a saucer in the house?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would hope so. If you don't, you're not
I don't know. We
in elevated society.
we
Right
don't-
now, we don't even have a working dishwasher.
yeah,
so
we
I
don't do
feel like
high
trash.
tea anymore.
So you're just using paper plates and throwing them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not hand washing every dish.
Look at you guys.
Yeah.
Remind me of all my friends and grew up in the trailer park.
Do you know
growing up.
do you know what I like better than the Venus flytrap though?
What?
The one that's like a big throat.
Yeah,
And then-
pitcher plant.
Oh, that's it. That one.
Yeah, those things are sick.
Because that's diabolical.
I don't think I could. I would actually be a little bit scared of accidentally like just falling into one of those.
I wonder if we could make a big enough one for a human.
I would like to see it happen. That'd be a good way to get rid of some of these people around here.
Yeah.
Set up pitcher plant traps. Anyways, so that's that. I told you we were gonna see.
Yeah.
How can you index that?
You can't.
It's impossible.
Yeah, you're not getting one this week, folks. Letting you know.
All right, Megan, after you went to the Superfeet event and learned
Yes.
about footbeds and Olympians,
Yes.
then aren't you doing something like a tour?
It's not called a tour. It's called an event series.
Oh, an event series.
Why is it not called a tour? It
Because they
should be.
have saucers. It's a little.
We had a whole discussion about it. It's an event series.
They're afraid about too many groupies showing up.
Yeah.
We can't be having those. But yeah, it's called the Move Her Mind event series with Asics. And Connecticut was our third stop. And we were joined by McKenna Myler, who is an Asics
Lovely.
athlete and just a wonderful human. And Megan Colney, I'm saying it wrong now. Megan Morant is her
Another
WWE
Megan.
name.
Yeah.
Hold on, she was in the WWE?
No,
She
so
is.
she came from, she was a sideline host in the NFL for the Patriots.
Oh.
And then she made a change. She didn't know anything about WWE, but had this opportunity to go be like a similar host, if you will.
Oh, okay.
As one does.
Yeah.
And that's what she does now.
That's
Oh.
cool.
Yeah. She's also a very talented runner. She ran a 2:45 in Eugene. She also randomly not just donated one of her kidneys because she
Oh.
wanted to help people. So she's a fascinating human. I think we're going to try and have her on the drop.
She said she wanted to be.
Yeah. So I'll line that one up.
You better learn how to say her name right.
But yeah, I don't know why why I can't get her name.
What would you donate if you wanted to or had to?
Nose hair.
Megan Connolly.
That's the extent. Megan Connolly.
You would donate Megan Connolly?
No, that seems. I'm not sure that's how it works.
Yeah.
I mean, she convinced me that we don't need both kidneys, so I guess I'm going with that.
But I said that we live in Baltimore, and what if you get shot in one kidney? You have the backup.
Not anymore.
If one dies, they both die. Isn't that the case?
I don't think in trauma they would. I think
It's just failure.
Yeah.
Oh. So
Here's the thing:
I mean,
if I
when
get shot in the kidney, it's good. I'm good. That's it.
No, for
You're
me,
done.
like once I'm gone, you can have everything. Like I don't care.
You're
You
an
get-
organ donor, is what you're saying.
Yeah, because I really don't believe that your body is useful after to you anyway. After you're gone,
I was gonna say you could save people.
Yeah.
you can't say.
I don't know. At this, no offense, Thomas, but is this useful?
I mean,
No, I'm just kidding. No, but I really mean that at a certain, what is like the age cutoff for delivering organs?
I think you can be.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think up until the end.
I wasn't trying to be.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm going to put a little asterisk next to my, except for Robbie Redinger, who wants that young life. He wants that young
Dude, I'm in
kidney.
the same boat as you. I don't think anybody wants what's happening here. There's
I think
been so many.
I think if you're in need of something,
Yeah.
you're not going to care. You're just going to want.
Well, the crazy thing, so there's a neighbor of mine who just got a kidney transplant a few months ago, and I believe, because I was looking into it because they were asking friends and family, whatever, about it, and if it came down to it, like I was doing the wait and see approach. I was like, we'll just wait and see.
You can always volunteer right after you know that they've gotten one.
That's actually a good move.
You'd be like, okay.
Yeah. But I was like looking into it, and I think even if you get one, it only lasts for like 20 years or something at most, and then you have to get another one.
But
Yeah, but-
it's if it comes from a living person, it's longer.
It is.
Then,
Yeah, but some people are putting pig parts in themselves.
Yeah, but those
They
didn't
don't
work.
last long.
They lasted like a few weeks so far.
Really?
Yeah.
Even a snout?
I'm not
I don't know
sure.
if they did that yet.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't really need a pigtail. Not the real one.
Okay, say that what part would you want from somebody? Not what would you give, what would you want? Like if you could have a backup.
I want a new set of lungs. That'd be
Yeah.
So
good.
one,
Robbie knows.
What are
wait,
the-
one
what are
that you
the-
could smoke with and one
What do elite athletes
Interchangeable ones.
have? Like
Interchangeable
what?
ones.
Be
What?
like Krang. What's that?
What do elite athletes have? Like what's their makeup? That's like what do we need from them?
Fast
A
twitch
heart.
muscle fibers.
Yeah.
I think that's
seems like a lot.
That seems like an intense surgery.
Yeah.
That's a whole body transplant.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the whole thing. Yeah.
Never mind.
And I'd still screw it up.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. What do you think you would get? Like,
I don't know. I have to think, what would I eat? And then I would go from there.
I mean, Carl, lung transplant now or like in 20 years?
I don't know if my endurance is gonna get any better in
Yeah.
the next 20 years. So it might be good to swap those out now.
No.
Get like a good.
What about if you could just put a hole someplace so that if you smoked a cigarette, it just shot out instead of going into your lungs?
Well,
Like
the
an
problem
exhaust
is,
system?
Yeah,
I guess that would kind of work.
like a tracheotomy.
I think you need the good with the bad. To get the nick high, you need it to sink into that.
But
You do
people
got to
are-
inhale, yeah.
People are just taking Zims now.
Yeah.
But you don't need lungs for that. Yeah, you just pop them in.
Yeah, but it's still. I know. I think that's why people love it.
I like how I was trying to tell an inspiring story and it went to this.
Oh.
This is inspiring. I was going to say, I don't want the set of lungs to smoke. I want them to replace the damage that I've done growing up.
I got you.
So,
Yeah.
And start fresh.
yeah, start fresh and even better than I am now.
I
That
mean-
would be great.
Yeah. That's super cool, though. That's like.
That is inspiring, though.
It
It's-
is.
Yeah, and we had a whole talk that will be on Fuel for the Soul podcast in a few weeks, but it was really fun. Like they're just good people. So it was a good event.
Yeah.
And Ridgefield is a lovely little town.
If people want to hear what you're doing on Move Her Mind Tour or event series,
I still. Yeah. All right.
We'll bleep that out.
how would they do that?
What do you mean?
Like, could they listen to Fuel for the Soul?
I just said that.
She literally just said that.
Oh,
I was
wasn't listening.
daydreaming. Dude, I was daydreaming too.
We were
I'm
thinking
listening
about
to you,
body
man.
Thanks,
parts.
I'm
Carl.
listening to you. I
Thanks,
got you.
Carl.
Thinking about
These
body
two
parts.
Nimrods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. You can listen on Fuel for the Soul, like I just said. And the episode with Megan and McKenna will be out in a few weeks.
I like
Okay.
McKenna because when we met her, we were out in Colorado
Yeah, Boulder.
and she was traveling across the country with her husband.
In a van.
Yeah.
And their kids.
With the kids. And recently had a kid, it seemed like. How old was that kid at the time? It couldn't have been more than.
Oh, she just told
It
me. No,
wasn't
her
even a
kids are
year.
like 4 and 6, I think.
No.
How long ago did we go to Colorado? It was like a baby.
She
It was
had
like an
just
infant.
had a kid because that was the whole thing with going to the Olympic trials.
Okay, maybe
And
I'm
she's
wrong.
out there running like it was nothing
Yeah. She was crushing it.
in the altitude.
I mean, maybe we're wrong. Maybe I'm imagining stuff.
No, I swear they had a little
It's a
tiny baby with them.
Mandela effect here.
Yeah.
I always forget that she's known for being the pregnant woman who ran a 5:19
Right.
or whatever at 9 months pregnant.
See, I think that, that makes sense. The baby probably gives you superhero strength because
Yeah.
you're getting 2 people.
Mom strength.
Yeah. It's
It makes you faster
Yeah.
for sure.
Double the VO2 max.
yeah, like when I run with Jarrett, I'm a little faster.
Yeah. It's like a big baby by your side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put him in a little papoose and just carry him around with his wide feet sticking out.
Like it's easy to imagine
Tickling
Jarrett
his
as
wide
a baby. Yeah.
Yeah. Tickling those feet as big as his head. Dude, they probably needed a poster board to put his footprint on there for
Dude, can you
when they did
imagine
it, when they
how
did it at
much-
the hospital.
Can you imagine him as a baby not being able to verbalize that he wants a donut?
Oh man, that's pure torture.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah. They keep trying to give him a bottle, and he's like, "Nah, nah."
Hand shaking.
Oh man,
It's bad that we can all picture. I feel like we're all watching the same head
I
movie
think,
right
so, I
now.
think so too.
I did nerd out on some shoe talk with McKenna while we were there.
Oh.
And I won't tell you what shoe she's picking, but
Is
it was interesting.
Is it one of the new?
Yeah. Well, so all of the Asics shoes were updated in the past month or whatever.
Right.
Um,
So she's not going for the pinnacle one.
not the one I was thinking. No.
She's going with the edge.
Mm.
Yeah, look,
Oh,
you're
wow.
shaking your head. Yes. Why is that a secret?
Yeah, that's
I
a
don't know.
shoe.
Here's why-
Everyone knows it's a shoe.
And we haven't tried it yet, but the reason why I would go with that is the Sky. They really brought the plate up towards the foot, and the edge now has the more spoon shaped
Yeah.
one, so you get that cushioning under the forefoot.
Mhm.
Well, no,
That-
it's funny because we all flip flopped at the same time.
Yeah,
Because we all, well, at least I did, was wearing the Sky when it first came out.
but the
And
Tokyo.
then, yeah, flipped to the Edge. And she said the same thing.
But I think the other thing to think about is like the weight difference now. Even though the new Ray is going to
The
be
Ray.
so light,
Yeah.
Mhm.
they've also lightened up the Metaspeed. So
Right.
it's why not get a little extra shoe and have a minimal amount of extra weight. Like
Yeah.
I still think it's going to be super light.
Yeah.
All right, first check in. This is that weird time of the year where you're like too far out from your next big event, at least if you're me. And you're kind of like, okay, I'm running around. This is just running. I'm not running towards anything. There's no goal, just enjoying the running part. And you know what? I actually love this time of year because you can just forget about everything and just actually really enjoy being out there and pumping the legs and breathing the air and all that kind of stuff. So take advantage of it.
All right. Very excited. LMNT is still a sponsor of this podcast, but what's most exciting is they are launching a brand new flavor coming out May 20th, which honestly, I thought this should have been maybe the original flavor, but it's lemonade salt.
When we saw the packet, Robbie, I didn't think anything of it. I was like, lemonade, what's that going to taste like?
Yeah, it's kind of like lime. You never know.
But it's really good.
I think it's the best flavor they have.
It's real good.
Yeah. I know people think because we're reading an ad that we're just making this up. This is by far my favorite flavor of
And
Element.
it's a limited time flavor, so I think everyone needs to buy it so that they keep it because I don't want it to go away.
Wait, why would it be limited time?
It is. It says that on the website, which
Yeah.
is crazy.
Do not make this limited.
No.
Make this unlimited.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you definitely want some if you haven't tried it. We talk about it all the time. We use it pre, post run. during the day just to stay hydrated.
I'm gonna have Robbie read some copy.
Stay salty. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
I think
so
they stole that from me.
we'll get you a t-shirt. You can get your free 8-count element sample pack with any purchase by going to drinkelement.com/thedrop.
Do you think they'll throw a lemonade in there?
Yeah, I hope so, because it's so good.
It really does.
No, actually, you know what? Buy a box of the lemonade and then get your sample pack, and you can try the other ones, but it's the lemonade you want.
I don't know. I definitely, from looking where the plate placement is, I would go with the Edge.
Over the Ray?
No, I don't know about the Ray. Now, the Ray doesn't have a full plate. So I was talking to someone. They said that if you're a heel striker, it's not going to be ideal for you. It's an up on your toes kind of shoe.
Yeah, the way she described it was it's like really good for short, fast, but maybe the Edge is superior for like the marathon, long distance stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Excited to try it. Speaking of running, did you do any running while you were up in New York?
Yeah, we did Central Park and West Side Highway.
Is it weird running in Central Park without like 400 people?
It was, but there was a ton of people. Like, I think there's always a bunch of people.
Yeah, but not a shakeout.
No, but you might as well be on one, like
Right.
at all times. And the cyclists in there are really wild.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's worse, the cyclists in Central Park or the DoorDash drivers in Inner Harbor in Baltimore.
Oh, yeah, the little scooter boys?
Yeah, always riding the moped. I yelled at one the other day straight up.
Because he almost ran into you.
He's crossing Pratt Street and pulled into the lane like right in front of me. And I'm like, dude, because they try to take it as a shortcut to avoid the traffic, and it's so obnoxious. Anyways, that was my pet peeve of the day.
I think in Central Park, we should figure out the spot where you grabbed the salt pills off the ground.
Yeah.
We should put up a little plaque and maybe have like a little, like, leave one, take one kind of dish
Oh yeah.
of salt tablets.
I remember where
Little
it
free
was.
library.
I think
Yeah.
I think I remember exactly where it was. We could do that.
Yeah, let's make a little plaque up and put it in the ground there.
That's not
All right.
sketchy at all.
All right.
It'd be fun.
Here, what would you say? Like, here lies Robbie's salt.
Stay salty, salty. Stay salty.
There's some elements in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little picture of you with a stay salty.
Little raccoon somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm in for it. I'm down for it.
What did you guys do while I was gone last week?
I had a lot of fun.
Did you?
I did.
Yeah.
Wow.
Too much. Said that.
They're
Too
very-
excitedly.
Yeah, very.
It was, so we've been traveling a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and to just be able to go home and
Yeah.
just veg out
Yeah.
was really nice. But yeah, my running, I'm getting back up as we get past London Marathon. I went and did a trail race, and it was somewhat embarrassing. But yeah, my heart almost jumped out of my chest at the first climb. I was doing like 199 heart rate,
What?
and yeah,
How?
How's
How's it even possible? I mean,
it was
Panic attack.
It was. I mean, Ryan
That's-
ran it, and he ran fine. The first trail run of the season for
I
me
just mean
is
like, how is your
always
heart?
bad.
Yeah.
Oh, how's it still
Not-
working? Yeah,
Yeah. I get that.
You may want it now that you know it can go that high.
Yeah.
Let me read you the. You know how they have the intelligence thing, the
The AI Strava.
yeah, guy. Because
Is he like, dude, you need to relax?
it was like,
Chill out, bro.
yeah, you're gonna die. Yeah, let me see here. By the way, I got passed by a gentleman that was like had to be. I don't know if he was 80 yet. Maybe by the end of the run he was.
Yeah.
Got passed by him. I got passed by little kids. Like I was thinking, it's a good thing Rye isn't here. This trail thing.
Yeah. That's the race we usually run, and I was kind of bummed that we didn't get to do it. But
I
yeah.
was like, oh, that would have been really bad. But it says challenging trail run with intense heart rate zones, pushing into anaerobic territory for a significant time while navigating tough terrain.
Wow, they really put in all the
Yeah.
adjectives in there.
The trail run at Gunpowder Falls was challenging effort with significant elevation changes, pushing your heart rate to an average 160 BPM, max 199 BPM.
Holy crap.
Compared to recent runs, this activity stands out as elevation gain of 787 feet way above your typical 79 feet, indicating more demanding terrain that required substantial effort across mostly active recovery pace zones.
Wow.
Dude, I was dying.
You got cooked.
I was. But it's fun to get back out in the trails, and it's beautiful out there. And, I was talking to my coach, Caster, and I think I'm going to incorporate trail runs on Sundays. And I might go back out there because it's really not that far from the house. It was about a 20-minute drive. And
That's my favorite place to go trail running.
really?
Mm-hmm.
I've just figured you went to Patapsco or Oregon Ridge.
No, that exact place is my favorite place.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like I do you can go a little bit further out on that trail that I like to do. But it's great.
Yeah, I figure I'll go run out there a few times, get used to the extremely, I'll move that 79 feet up on the average there.
Yeah. Yeah. That first climb is pretty legit for around here.
Well, part of the problem was when we took off,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, this seems runnable.
Everyone does. Yeah.
And so I kind of was like running up it, and it just keeps going.
It goes
keeps
forever.
going. And then I got to a certain point where I was like, kind of a pretty good effort. And I was like,
Yeah. When I did my first and only 50-mile race that started at night, it was a night race. So to train, I would go there at like 10 o'clock at night
oh,
geez.
geez.
and run that trail like 16 miles.
And
back there.
that's challenging. I'm surprised you didn't lose an ankle because like that, there's some parts of it that are pretty challenging terrain.
Plus, it's got to be like pitch black. I mean,
Well, I
because
had
you have
a
a
headlamp,
headlamp, but
yeah.
still.
But yeah, I did that 3 or 4 times. And
I
I
will-
got kicked out the last time at park rangers.
I'll tell you that.
You're not supposed to be out there past sunset.
Yeah, and I was coming back to my car and they were like waiting in the parking lot. But
because they weren't going in there after they were scared.
yeah, it was my last run, so it was fine. But this is pretty crazy. I had my headlamp and I was, running. And you know how you see, like, I there's like all these bright, like lit up things on the leaves and stuff. And I was like, oh, I was like, it didn't rain. Is it dewdrops or whatever? So I like went real close to see if it was wet or raining, and it was just a spider's eyes.
Yeah.
And
Ugh.
they were everywhere. Like I thought the whole forest was just, it had just
Dewdrops.
rained, and it was just it's just spiders,
That's so gross.
which is pretty awesome and also terrifying. It's a little scary back there when you're by yourself, like
Yeah.
in the
In the dark?
kind of far out into the
Yeah.
in the trails.
Yeah, I mean, if you run into anyone, they're probably not okay, and then
Right.
you're just there.
Yeah.
I did feel like, when you're running, like you even brought it up earlier when we were talking to Flores, you can have a run where it just doesn't feel right. And you're like, how am I going to run a marathon? I can barely do this.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was running that trail, I was like, signed up for the JFK 50 mile.
Gosh.
I fucking like 3 miles in, I'm like, I'm cooked.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
Man.
Carl and I
Well,
can laugh at
you
that
got-
because we're not signed
I
up.
was.
We got 6 months.
Dude, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'll be fine. Or I'll just last minute pull out.
He did buy the insurance.
You guys insurance.
Yeah, I do have the insurance. No, I'm actually excited for that kind of challenge right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Robbie, have you signed up for that 5K yet?
I didn't. I just keep forgetting to find one. I feel like 5K is one of those things you're like, I could just find one this weekend.
True.
That kind of thing.
or just run one.
Or just, yeah, exactly.
Like,
Not have
skip
to
the
sign up for the
$25.
race. Yeah.
Just go all out.
Well, like most of those aren't really officially like you get even the trail run we did this last
I mean,
week.
USATF sanctioned they are not.
Well,
Right.
the trail run we did, they just gave you a bib, and then when you came in, they pulled off the bottom, and that's how you got your
Yeah, you hand them the
thing.
you like hand
I
them.
don't even know. So was there times? Because like, how do they time?
They have a timing. They like basically look at the time and then write your number. down.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That counts.
But yeah, I ran. I didn't do I did like 8 miles on Saturday, which was actually surprising because I was mildly hungover. But I went with a friend up near Lancaster, PA, where I was at, and they have a nice paved path up there that was It was pretty great. I'm not gonna lie. The weather was nice.
What was great about it?
Just like 50 degrees and no humidity.
Oh, no,
runs along the river.
Oh, I thought you were saying the path was.
The path was great, but the run was just perfect. And then after you're done, you get rid of that, like whatever residual tiredness kind of thing that you got going on. But yeah, that was nice. It was just, man, the weather this weekend was pretty great.
So what do you do with the guys when you're like with a group of guys,
That don't run.
or just
What
what are you guys doing?
We did say he was hungover, so
Yeah, mostly playing like games of chance or whatever, like ping pong, or we had a campfire.
I think ping pong's a skill.
Skill and chance. We had a like a campfire there. We got a house. It was kind of out in the country. And then frisbee. Have you played that before?
Is that like
Where it's like
beer pong?
there's the two poles and you set a beer bottle on top of the poles on each end.
I like that.
And then you try to, there's teams, two on each side. You have to have a drink in one hand, and when you throw the frisbee, you try to hit the pole or the bottle, and you get like points if the bottle hits the ground and whatnot. That was
like
fun.
cricket.
Yeah, kind of. Not really, but yeah.
It's like nothing like cricket.
And then we played disc golf on Saturday, which is a lot of fun. And then we went to a concert on Saturday night and stayed up till 3:30 in the morning.
Mm.
Walked to a cemetery at 2 a.m., drank beers in a cemetery. You know, it was like we were 16 again. It was cool.
Reenacting Stand By Me.
Yeah.
Did
yeah,
you
pretty
mean
much.
to go to a graveyard, or did you stumble upon one?
We did. It was like a half mile from our house, and we saw it earlier in the day, and I was like, we should just walk there.
You know, that's a perfect segue to get into the ghost.
It is. Yeah.
Did you see any?
I didn't, unfortunately. It was a full moon. I don't think ghosts come out on full moons. I think they
No, that's only vampires and werewolves.
Yeah. I think it's a little too bright for them. They like to stay a little bit under the radar, so no ghosts. And no grave robbing either. Didn't do that.
That's good.
Yeah.
Were you looking for other like kidney donors?
There was someone who was buried just a few weeks ago, but I let them rest in peace.
Good.
Yeah. But anyways, it was a fun time. It was good seeing friends and stuff. So.
Have I asked you this before? What would be your choice if you were to pass away, being buried?
Yeah, cremated for
Cremated.
sure. Yeah. I think it's just a waste of space to be buried.
I do think that as the population grows, like, what are we going to do with all
What do I
this?
care?
Yeah.
It's like, honestly, no, we talked about this.
Yeah, we did.
Preferably, I'd like to be donated to one of those science things where they just put you in the trunk of a car or whatever and like
Oh, yeah.
forensically.
I don't want that.
Okay. I think your family gets the bones back though.
I don't. Yeah.
what are you gonna do with that?
Yeah. I don't want your bones back
Yeah,
either.
no one wants that.
The bones are their money. So it's their inheritance. But yeah, no, I think that would be ideal. But I need to sign up for one of those programs just in case anything happens. Keep putting.
I mean,
it off.
I would
Keep
also
putting it
do
off.
that thing where they plant you under a tree, and like the tree grows out of you or something.
Ew.
Oh, like in Furiosa, like in
Is-
Mad Max.
Is it? Did they do that? I don't remember that.
Do you remember that? She keeps the guy alive and then grows the tree out of him while
Oh,
he's
no,
like
that's it.
still alive.
I'll have to check
Forever.
that out.
Oh my god.
It was like in the end of the movie, the what's his name?
The Australian dude.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What, Chris
Hemsworth?
Yeah. That's like what they because she had that seed in her hair. Do you remember that she kept the whole movie from
yeah.
where she was born? And she grew the tree out of his still alive body. It was pretty wild.
Ah, cool. I'll check that out.
Yeah.
Preferably, I won't
Look,
be here.
Google-
Yeah, preferably you wouldn't be
No.
alive when that
Google
happens.
tree
Yeah.
growing out of a live body in Furiosa.
Yeah, and-
Oh, she's doing it.
yeah, she'll do it.
But yeah, anyways, so that's pretty much what happens. It's good. Oh, but then we also fired up. You know when you go to the freezer section and you just buy all the good appetizers like mozzarella sticks and onion rings and mac and cheese bites?
No.
Oh, we went wild on the freezer section, and then you just combine them all into the oven like
Oh wow,
midnight and just have a whole smorgasbord.
that's insane. That sounds really good.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I've done that before.
Yeah,
That's
just
for sure. Yeah.
I've never done that. But
whatever
it
sounds good. And
It's a
you
good
just
move.
throw it all together.
Mhm.
I would think Trader Joe's would be good for that because they got all
Oh,
that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
For
all the
sure.
frozen
Pot
stuff.
stickers.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do we got? We got a tree growing out of someone.
It's just there's all these like the meaning behind it, and it's
so
like
Does it show a picture or whatever?
no, it doesn't.
What's the meaning behind it?
well, there's like a bunch of interpretations,
meaning.
but they're like it. Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
This is not a film theory podcast. bro.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the meaning is that she went to torture him and grew a tree out of him. I'm sure there's many.
Yeah, there's a lot of interpretations,
Yeah.
I'm
It's
Just
not-
watch the movie.
It's
folks.
Mad Max. It's not a.
or don't. Yeah,
All right.
doesn't sound great.
Anyway.
Megan and I finished The Pit.
Yeah, that was a really good show. I enjoyed it. It was pretty sad at times and pretty intense at times, but the acting was really good, and it was like hard not to keep watching.
Okay. Was that the John Hamm one? Or
No,
No.
John Hamm's Friends and Neighbors or whatever.
That's
that
mine.
one's getting good too.
Yeah.
Are you watching that?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
Started.
the
I'm
pit-
going to. I haven't started it.
The Pit's the hospital one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it over now? Is it like it's only like one season?
One
right?
season, yeah,
Okay.
The
so-
Pit.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
like
but it's 15
15
episodes.
yeah.
Right. 'Cause it's all in like one day. Or whatever,
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
One chaotic day.
Yeah, that was good. Friends and Neighbors I really like, and then I watched The Studio.
I haven't gotten into that one
Without
as
you
much.
last night.
It's pretty dumb.
But it had a great thing last night that I thought was amazing, especially in our space.
Okay.
But yeah.
It wasn't about LMNT.
By the way, Robbie's wearing SWIFTWICK socks currently.
I know, man.
So
You know why? Because I washed all my socks recently.
Do you
Those
kn-
are high socks for you.
I love those.
Well, if I'm wearing jeans, I'll wear them.
Okay.
I don't wear them usually to work because I like them for my running.
I just wait. You don't like if you wore them today.
Like I would.
Would you
I-
wear
like-
them tomorrow morning for your running?
No, see, I like have favorite underwear and socks,
Yeah,
and I save them for
different event activities.
stuff. So like if like say I'm midday taking a shower, I'm not gonna put on one of my favorite pair of underwears and only get half a day out of it.
I
that's-
consider half a day not a full day, and I can carry into another
you wear
day.
it again the
nah,
next day.
nah. Once it hits the body,
Not more than one.
next thing it's gonna hit is the laundry hamper.
Oh.
And then socks, the same thing. It's like I'll look at them and I'll like, oh, I want a pair of white socks, and I'll grab it and I'll be like, oh, not these. I want to wear these for a run. Put them to the side.
I'll be honest. I'm pretty disgusting when it comes to some running sock situation because I'm like if I am in a pinch, I'm like, dude, they're gonna be dirty. I'm running in them. They're dirty. They're already dirty. They're gonna be dirty again.
I try to keep the inside of my shoe clean though.
Yeah. I mean, really?
Yeah. Like I want a fresh.
Wait, why are you in a pinch with socks?
Because it's like it takes me like 2 weeks to do my laundry,
Oh,
so I'm just
okay.
like,
Our household, and I don't always like this, but our household constantly has a laundry machine on.
Oh,
So
really?
like I'll be like, oh, I folded and put away all my stuff. Finally, it took me like 3 days to do it, and then I'll be like, thump, there's another basket, and I'll be like,
Stop wearing so much clothes.
Stop running.
You
so
got
much,
it.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you.
yeah, I'll stop.
Yeah, I mean, I usually don't, but if it's like I don't fret over it if that's how it goes down.
Like
I
if there's a dirty sock, you'll be okay wearing it if you have to.
Yeah,
That's
I don't-
Henry.
I will
That's my
say
son.
I don't like the day to day. Like if I'm daily wearing a sock and then have to wear the same sock the next day, it doesn't feel right. Like I do like
A fresh.
fresh. For
But
sure.
if you're going for a run and you're gonna be sweating,
yeah, I would say
okay.
running. It doesn't bother me
Got it.
because I'm just like they're just gonna get dirty.
I mean, everybody knows this, but I really prefer summer running, and their temperatures we're running in now, not just for the fact that it's more comfortable to run in,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't have like the piles. Like when I finish a winter run, there's a jacket, a base layer, maybe a mid layer over that, tights.
Oh, interesting.
Socks.
I feel like I have more clothes to wash in the summertime.
I'm the same way with Robbie. Yeah.
Why?
Because
What are
I
you
don't
doing?
sweat them. I don't really sweat in the wintertime. So like maybe a tiny bit.
Yeah,
and it's
everything's merino, so it's like
yeah.
Oh yeah, you guys are special.
So in
Like,
the summertime, it's constantly wash clothes because I can't wear the same
Yeah, dude, that
sweaty clothes.
dude, I can't.
Maybe
In the
shorts.
winter, I can't rewear something.
really.
I can't.
What?
I
That's
cannot.
It's like the complete
that's crazy
opposite.
talk. You wash jackets
Yes, every
That-
time.
I don't even
insane.
wash jackets
every
dude.
time.
Every time.
Every
There's
time.
no way.
Every
That's
time.
insane. I feel
If
bad
I
for the
don't-
environment.
No, if I don't, you feel bad for the environment. I'm telling you, it smells like green onions. If I take off a jacket, and I've tried just hanging a jacket, and the next day I'll go to put it back on, and I'll be like, "Oh, this has BO smell."
Dude, you're like
yeah,
Stanley
that sounds
Yelnats
weird.
from Holes.
Yeah.
That kid that eats all the onions, dude. I swear. That's insane.
That's going in the notes.
That's I mean, you might want to get checked out. Maybe Megan's poisoning you with onions and you don't even know about it.
We don't even eat that many onions.
No,
Yeah, that's
I make
that's
it.
a good way to cover it up.
I
babe.
make it. I make it myself.
Oh man, jackets is the craziest one to
That
me.
is-
I don't even
that's, like,
know the last
ludicrous
time
to
I've
me.
washed a jacket.
Every single time.
Wow.
I don't wash them every time, but I do wash jackets on occasion.
And the weird thing is, like, Megan, you'll come to me and, like, after a run, I'll be like going in for a hug, and you'll be like, "Don, I stink," and you don't smell.
Well,
Like maybe sometimes like the outside.
yeah, which apparently is very offensive to Thomas.
Yeah.
If
Do you
I
know that iron smell?
Walk inside from it, he's like, "Oh, he's smelling outside." Like, what does that even
Did
mean?
you know
Smell
that
like
smell?
outside.
I mean, I kind of get what you're saying.
Isn't
but,
outside
it's
a good
not-
smell though?
Yeah.
No,
Not all the
not on
time.
people.
I guess Baltimore outside's a different.
It
different
smells
story.
like iron.
I know what you mean.
Urn?
Like when yeah, like I've met it with friends after they like rode their bikes, get
Yeah.
off their bike. I'm like,
Are you sure that's not sweat?
I mean, it's like, what are you doing? No, I know what you mean. Like they're not like sweaty, but like that. I know what you mean. That
Okay,
like,
an
It's a
indescribable-
weird.
We need a
ion
Japanese
smell.
word for it.
Yeah, they probably have one.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I like that they say that no smell is a good smell. Like,
Mm,
like don't wear perfumes or cologne.
okay,
No smell is a good smell.
yeah.
I do think like an overpowering cologne or perfume is worse than like a slightly sweaty person.
Well,
Mm.
unfortunately, my boys are in that stage of trying to figure out the right dosage of cologne.
No,
Right.
they have not figured it out.
And I'll get in the car with them some mornings. I'll be like, dude, one pump.
and make it count. You got to put it somewhere like
Yeah.
where it'll like
Or
seep into the skin.
You don't have to smell it.
Yeah,
Like,
spray
you're
it
not-
out and walk through it. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
don't, like, you get in the car and it's like, okay, who didn't shower last night?
Oh man,
Gross.
that's hilarious.
yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Trying to think about the laundry situation. I think we covered all that. But
And
And,
you're not training for anything because you're not signing up for a 5K.
no, I am.
Oh,
Has been doing some speed workouts and stuff still. I'm getting there.
okay.
I do feel like now that we've been going to the gym for a good while, I feel like I want to run fast. Like it kind of sucks to run slower now because I feel like I'm stronger. So it feels like I can run faster, you know? Does that make sense? Like my legs before my legs just felt like super weak. And I was like, oh, I'll just run slow and that's totally fine. But now that my legs feel stronger,
See,
I want to run faster, like harder. Does that make sense?
it doesn't, because where I'm finding the disconnect is my lungs and heart still don't want to run faster.
Yeah, not like faster, but I mean like in that medium.
Yeah.
The gray zone, as they call
Yeah,
it.
where it's not like easy.
What is it? Is that
pace.
zone 3? Because I
Yeah.
spend most
Zone
of the time
3,
in
yeah.
zone 3.
Exactly.
I'm in zone 3 all the time.
Right.
I can't help it. But I'm in the low zone 3. It's like, because I think 148 puts me into zone 3.
Mm-hmm.
And you're always
and I'll be like an average 153. And I'm like,
all the time.
pretty much, yeah.
Are you using your watch or is that a Koros band?
Well, I like today I used the band. I didn't even check my run today, but I ran easy and
The watch is a little crazy.
Yeah, I feel like I don't trust that.
yeah.
My coach, like I was saying, my coach gets so angry because he's like, not angry, but he's always like, "Was this-"
'Cause are you heart rate training?
No, but it just gives, he can compile all that data to
Oh.
see how
Yeah,
hard
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
training. And if the watch is 10 beats off, it's kind of makes a difference.
It's fair.
But yeah, so I don't know.
This is the first time where I don't have, well, actually, I just signed up for a race today, but I don't have any fall race plans. Like
Really?
normally I feel like I've got this on the calendar.
Are
Yeah.
you planning on it though?
I think I want to race a marathon.
JFK 50 mile.
I don't want to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just race 26 miles of it and then
And bail.
and bail.
Just do the second half. Yeah, the flat part.
yeah, do the flat part and just go through the finish line.
Okay. Fair. I'll do that.
Yeah, today it said my average heart rate was 148.
Okay.
And
That was with
and
your
that's-
band?
That's putting me in zone 3.
Right.
Yeah, 148 to 160 something is zone 3.
And that was just a normal run.
Yeah, just run. Like I don't. It's not like I am like trying to do like paces or anything. I'm just like,
Yeah.
this feels good. So I guess I'm just used to like that,
Mhm.
but I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, and you're still enjoying that?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I like running.
Unconvincing.
Yeah, I like running.
It's all right.
Second check-in. All right, so sometimes it's a little hard to be motivated, you know, like if you don't have an event coming up, like why do I have to go out in this run? But grit is coming up, and if you're going to participate in grit, you're going to want to keep that body moving so that it's not a total shock when you try to throw up some big miles in July. So keep that fitness going.
Hey, this is Taylor, lead trail reviewer with Believe in the Run. Introducing the Prodigio Pro running shoe from La Sportiva, crafted for ultra runners, trail addicts, or anyone chasing their next big effort. With X-Flow Speed, a dual supercritical nitrogen-infused EVA and TPU midsole technology, and an ultralight power wire mesh upper, it's responsive, durable, and ready for any terrain. Go farther, go faster. Unleash your full potential. Find it at your local run shop or nearest REI.
Do you feel like you would ever stop?
I don't want to.
Yeah.
Like right now, it's still like I feel.
Not because like just like would you get bored? That's what I mean.
I don't think I get bored. I like the way I feel afterwards. Same thing with I'm starting to get from the weightlifting is there's a reward at the end. Like days where I don't run, I just don't feel like almost like if it's like clogged pipes or something. It's like
Yeah.
blood flow. So days I run, I feel like I think better. Just feel
That makes
Clears your
sense.
mind.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just become something that I kind of enjoy. And then also like I love seeing like the city in the morning.
Yeah.
And then being done with like a run. Like this morning I got up at 5 and I ran before I drove the boys to school.
Mhm.
So, you know, I got up, I did 6 miles, come back, was able to had enough time to shower and get the boys to school. And then I'm like, okay, a whole section of my day is done
Mhm.
that I feel like I've accomplished,
Yeah.
you know, that part of it.
That makes sense. That's nice.
Yeah. So that's why I don't like running in the afternoon too, is I like,
Yeah.
once you get it done and I feel like
It
if
is
I get
better.
up early,
It's
it's just
better.
like,
Yeah.
Otherwise, you have to think about it all day.
yeah.
I know. See, now you know what my life's like.
I
Yeah.
couldn't do
Well,
that.
I was partially like, when I was getting ready to go to bed last night, I was like, do I want to get up early and run or do I want to try to run at lunch or whatever? And then I looked at our calendar and I was like, there's no way.
Right.
And
yeah.
I got to go pick up the boys and maybe buy a dishwasher.
Yeah. See, that's the problem with me. I don't think about that stuff until like 11
too
o'clock
late.
at
Dude, me
night.
too.
And I'm like, oh man,
Yeah,
now it's
me
too
too.
late. And now I got to run in the morning. And then like I got to run like some other weird time tomorrow.
Why? What do you
Yeah.
got going on?
No, it's just, that's what happens every day of my
Oh.
life.
No, yeah, same.
It's like and every day I'm like, all right, tomorrow I'm going to make sure I figure
But
this
you're
out.
like you're
I
a
see
night
Carl
owl.
out in the morning.
I
though.
am.
I haven't
That's
been out
tough.
there in a minute, like in the morning, just because.
I do love the night.
Well, it was more like when we came back from London. I'm like, all right, I'm going to reset my entire biological clock. I'm going to get up at 4:30.
Have a
5 o'clock.
baby.
Yeah, have a baby, that thing. And I was getting up, but I just wouldn't go for a run. But now it's like the opposite. Where I didn't go to bed last night till 1:30.
Oh, jeez.
So, and I was up at like 6:37.
Mm.
So I'm like, I'm either going to run in the afternoon or I'm not going to run at all today.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with because I didn't sign up for anything. It's like good to be back at like that super base mileage where you're just like, yeah, I'll knock a couple miles out. And then
Yeah.
that's
I
kind of
see.
it.
I get the fear of losing
Fitness.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in that too. I ran yesterday afternoon and I was like, I don't feel as good as I used to.
Yeah.
like 4 weeks ago.
Well, that's why I said to my coach after the trail run, I said I am out of shape. And he goes, dude,
just ran a marathon.
you just
Yeah.
ran a marathon.
Yeah.
You're not out of shape. You did not lose your fitness. And I'm like, yeah, 199 pumping out. Trust me. I don't know. Maybe it's because I average 79 feet.
That's also true.
Yeah.
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 That's flat. I asked you, or I said you're a night owl because one of the things the Aura Ring tells you is like they give you what they call as a chronotype, which is like
Like what kind of chrono you like?
it's like your optimal sleeping time.
Oh, okay.
And I'm in this less than 10% of people are early morning types. So I feel like I have an advantage.
Less
Well-
than 10% of people are early morning types.
Do you know what's great about
Wow.
that though?
But it thinks I should go to bed and get up at like 4 or 5. Yeah.
My Beg and I, and this is probably the first person that I've aligned with ever, but we share the same, like we get up at the same time usually.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that's my favorite. Like I've been with romantic partners that like to sleep in.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember going on vacations and it would be like, I'd be waiting around
Yeah.
till like 11 to go do something. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Oh, dude.
half the day is gone.
Literally, I've done like 17 things by 11 a.m.
Yeah.
So like that we have less arguments because of that, because we're both
Yeah.
ready to go.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
that's
I'm still not a huge sleeping in guy. Like I'll go to bed at 12 or 1, but I get up at 7 still.
Yeah, that was- yeah,
So it's
okay.
not like
I was
night.
gonna say like a late morning, like sleeping in
yeah.
would be like 7.
Yeah.
And it feels like you're like, I'll look at my watch and be like, I'm wasting the day away.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Did you see that? I don't know why it was just in the news again, but they were talking about the people that it's like a gene mutation of some kind where you only have to sleep for 3 hours, but you're
We know a couple people.
like
Right.
fully functioning like you just
Right.
got 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Mm.
Heard about that.
Like, how did we not get that?
It's same as
That's
the
cool.
same
It
as that
seems
guy
like-
who can't get hungover, that
That seems like a
photographer
curse.
dude.
You think it
I
would
think
drive you crazy?
I think it's a curse because everybody shuts down and goes to bed. And if you only need 3 hours, you're either going to
Something's something on the back end is happening, like later on down the line.
but think about how much you could do. Like
no,
you have
my-
a half a day more than people do.
my
I
uncle.
would waste every single hour.
I would
of
not
that.
do anything productive.
Doom scrolling.
My uncle was a really smart guy. He did 3 hours a night,
Mhm.
and he would work like until like he would like his day was different. It's almost like he had 2 days. So after dinner, he would like do a whole nother work day
Whoa.
until he went to sleep for 3 hours, get up, exercise, do his morning office routine, that kind of stuff. Then midday, we'd go to like the club or whatever, and then
Was he crushing coffee and stuff too, or was he like it's naturally 3 hours?
he was a natural.
He's got the gene
He was
mutation.
also super intelligent, like
Yeah.
one of those like phenom
Mm-hmm.
intelligent dudes. And then we also know we had a guy we ran with, Omar, who was 3 hours sleeper.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like when we would go to races, we went to a wine glass and he shared a room with someone, and they're like he was up when I went to sleep and he was up when I got up, you know.
Wow.
And he'd just get like not off for 3 hours and be good.
Man. Yeah, that would be cool.
I'd still want that. Yeah.
7 is right there. No more, no less.
And I think Omar was pretty bright.
Yeah, he was very intelligent.
You don't want more than 7 hours?
No, I can't. I just
That's it?
It's like
wake
physically
up.
impossible.
It's
Yeah.
just it's done. Unless it's like a crazy, tiring situation. But
My kids are flip flop. I don't know about your kids. One is an early morning riser, and the other one, like if I let him go,
yeah.
sleep till 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah. I used to when I was a teenager and I would sleep like that.
I feel like that's like a teenage thing. Everyone
I guess
goes
that's
through
true,
those
yeah.
phases of
Yeah.
sleeping in late.
Yeah. But Yeah, like even this past week when we stayed up till 3:30 and I got up at like 8 or something or 8:30. It was just like, I don't know. But
Does it take you a day to recover from that, or you
I
just
was
go?
I was actually kind of tired yesterday, but it's what 5-hour energies and lottery scratch off lottery tickets will do to you.
Yeah.
I will tell you the B12. I've been taking like the B vitamin.
That's what's in 5-hour energies.
Right. And it helps.
Dude, I did. Oh, that next morning I was completely fine, and I pounded a couple elements as well. But
Elements help.
yeah,
Yeah.
There's
Wait,
I found
5-hour
another thing that
energy,
helps, but
I don't think
know
B
what to
vitamins
do.
work like that.
look it up.
No, I don't think they like hit your system like that.
What do you mean?
Like
5-hour
vitamins?
energies?
What do you mean
How
B12
else-
does? You can get a B12 shot like pow.
How else
Yeah, but
would
if
they
you
hit your
take
system?
like you take any vitamin and it's not like all of a sudden, I don't know.
It kicks
Meg-
in after a while.
Have you ever had drugs?
It
It's
kicks
like,
in right when,
boom.
it's right when you need it. When you go to sleep for the night, it's working
But
through your
5-hour
system.
energy has caffeine, right?
It does,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what
And
you,
B12.
You get the first part, you get that, and then you get the dessert of B12.
Yeah.
The main course is the caffeine. The
Caffeine
dessert,
takes 10 minutes according to.
yeah.
I think B12 hits faster than caffeine.
Well, B12 is water soluble. So,
Boom.
yeah, vitamin D and all that other stuff that's fat soluble.
B12 injections.
Chemist Carl over
Okay,
here.
injections take 48 to 72 hours.
Okay.
No,
so
but that's a
injections.
different
I'm not
thing.
goofing.
I'm constantly taking it. It's always in my system.
that's synthesized though.
B12 supplements need to be absorbed and processed by the digestive system, which can take more time. It takes a few weeks before
That's
you start
insane. That's a
noticing
lie.
effects.
There's no way.
I told you.
Somebody
This is anti B12 rhetoric.
Yeah, this is- I don't like this.
Who
Yeah.
wrote this article?
big did it say
Is-
big
is-
pharma at the top?
No, I think
Yeah.
this was written by Kimmy Redinger.
yeah. Dude, that has Pfizer written all over it.
Yeah, I need to run this by the Kennedy guy.
Yeah.
All I'm
Yeah.
saying is the
RFK.
5-hour energy is you're getting caffeine. That's it.
Dude, RFK probably recommends it for kindergartners. 5-hour energies all day long, baby.
No, I don't know what he's doing. I did listen to an article. I don't want to get into it.
No, that's what I recommend kids. Just takes 5-hour energies and that'll power you through. They're taking their standardized test right now. Dude,
My boys,
that'll get you going.
you can tell when they've had a rough night. They'll grab that cup of coffee.
Do your kids take 5-hour energies?
No,
Why?
because if they were going to do something like that, they'd want a Monster energy drink.
Yeah.
And
I feel like the 5 hours hit quicker though. I had some monsters this weekend too.
dude, but that Monster, I think, is a status symbol. Like
Yeah.
for those kids, like, because you're not allowed to have those. So if you have that, that's like walking into school with a 40
Mm-hmm.
What happened to that drink that guy made?
prime.
Yeah. Is that still a thing?
It's still there.
It's still there.
It's
Yeah.
still there.
I think it's there,
Unfortunately.
but I don't think it's as popular as
it was like the thing.
Yeah, like the boys would go to GNC to get those.
Well, they're everywhere now. I think that's the thing is that you can go to 7-Eleven and they're everywhere. Like,
There was another drink that just sold. Oh, Poppy sold to Coca-Cola or Pepsi
Right.
for like some ridiculous amount.
And which is wild because think about it. That's just branding.
Yeah.
That's not, there's
100%.
nothing special about that.
So I've disclosed this before because we do Skechers reviews sometimes
Mm-hmm.
that I had purchased stock in Skechers at one point,
Mm-hmm.
and I forgot about like how much or when, but I bought it back in, what was it, 2015,
14.
14, and I hadn't touched it.
Yeah.
I just put the money in, forgot about it.
Yeah.
Talk about a
Because
nice.
they sold, well, now it's
Well,
private.
we don't know what it's going to sell for, but how much stock I have from just letting it sit there.
Right.
It was pretty. I
Yeah.
was like surprised,
Yeah.
and yeah, I was talking to someone. I'm like, what happens now? And they're like, I'm not sure. I've seen it go the other way where they go from private to public.
Right.
I haven't seen it go from public to private.
Yeah. And then
So-
do they pay you out in razors and hyperbursts or what?
I hope not.
Max Roads.
Aeroburst.
I actually-
Dead stock Max Road 5s.
I want those brown ones that like were big in the 90s.
Oh yeah.
What were those? You probably had a
Um,
pair.
I did not have any Skechers. I always hated Skechers since they began. It really pained me to even test them at first.
And then you loved them. You were like, it was like one of your
A
favorites.
good shoe is a good running
Yeah.
shoe. I'm not gonna judge them based on their horrible S logo and that they refuse to change, and the fact that they just copy every other brand.
Now, what would be
So you're gonna have $50 coming your way soon.
dude. No,
$50.
Some giblets. Wait, what would be the knockoff giblet?
Gibbets.
Gibbets, yeah, the giblets.
I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
the Crocs gibbets, they're called?
Gibbets.
Shibbits.
Shabats?
Skibbits. Skechers
Skibbits?
Gibbets.
Yeah. I get to reach into a bag and pull out as many as I can hold.
It's like those hurricane machines with the cash inside,
Yeah.
except with skibbits and as many as you can grab.
I actually think I would have a panic attack in one of those hurricane machines with the dollars.
Yeah.
Because that would be so frustrating.
Well, I've seen like the ways to grab as much as you can or whatever.
Take off your shirt and use it as a net.
Kind of, you basically create like a thing where you corner it and it just all like.
So did you do this research because you thought someday I might
You never know, dude. You never know when you're gonna have to be in a hurricane cash machine and you need this. But yeah, so I think I have it figured out. I'm just waiting for my chance for it to happen. By the way, Jarrett used my raffle ticket trick and won a raffle.
What raffle did he win?
I was like, his kid's daycare or something. I think he won like a used. I don't know.
A used stroller?
Yeah, so he probably threw it out. But yeah, I'm not giving that away on air. That's an insider secret.
I know it.
Yeah,
But
you can't do it. You can't let it be known because then it'll spread and then it'll end up on Reddit.
then
and everyone
everybody.
knows.
Yeah. It's probably on Reddit.
Maybe. Yeah, don't Google that, people.
Yeah.
Secret raffle ticket. I have raffles to win in my future. Can't have you showing up to some bar.
Well,
in
it's funny.
Baltimore and
In
winning.
the studio show, he's sitting at a table with doctors, and they're all oncologists, so cancer doctors. And
Jarrett?
No, on the show,
Oh,
on the studio.
okay.
And he's saying, hey, everybody has a stressful job. And they're like, yeah, but we're medical professionals. You just make movies.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, well, no, hey, I'm sure everybody's jobs are important. Mine's stressful. Yours is stressful. And they keep belittling him. And he was like getting more and more angry.
Yeah.
So he's the studio head. So a golf trip to Ireland comes up and all the doctors want it. So there's like this bidding war on it.
Mm-hmm.
And he waits till it gets to like really high. And then he's just like, 200,000 and he gets it.
Nice.
And, just to kind of be
I like it.
a jerk, but it was funny. It was pretty, like some of those little things it's like human nature stuff. That is pretty funny, but
Yeah.
you got to watch it. But it reminds me of the raffle,
All
but
right.
it's an easier way to win when you just put the highest bid in.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
That's another way to win.
naturally, you don't have to do
Typically, that's
do some carny tricks. You could just
That's
you could
another
just actually
trick.
pay for it. Yeah.
I like the people who use the magnets in the claw machine.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen those videos? Like people will get a strong magnet and they have the claw come down and they just put the magnet in
I
the
don't
claw.
think I've seen that. No.
And then they use the magnet to drop it on stuff. Because a lot of those dolls have like a little keychain
right
thing. And then there's also like iPhones in cases.
Yeah.
So they're
That's
trying to
great.
drop it in and
Yeah.
pull it out.
But you know what I did find out, speaking of claw machines and other such things, Jarrett's one of those Pokemon grifters who's stealing all my kids' Pokemon cards.
He's going through your kids' Pokemon cards?
No, he's finding out when these card drops are and buying like a box of Pokemon cards.
Jarrett,
And
adult Jarrett?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, he's not a kid.
I mean, he is.
I mean, he is. Yeah. There's definitely some stunted development there.
Like he still wants Pokemon
Except
cards?
in the foot department. No, because the resale value is ridiculous on the new sets.
Is he reselling anything though?
Yeah.
He is?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought maybe that impresses me if he's
Yeah.
actually reselling.
He pairs them up with wide foot running shoes and does the whole package deal.
I
Yeah,
like
just
it.
kidding.
What would be an evolved Jarrett?
No, but if you go, which evolution would he be?
Yeah.
That's actually a good question. It'd definitely be like some
Stomper.
sort of Bulbasaur
Yeah.
with Bulbasaur's feet. Yeah, Stomper. But if you look at the prices on Pokemon cards now, the resale, it's ridiculous. Like
to this day.
like common cards are getting, oh no, it's blown out of the water to now
What?
it's where it's,
So I'm like, this makes me wonder, like, because my kids had a ton of them.
yeah,
And it was one of those things that, like, when people were cleaning out their house, they'd also give my kids their
right.
Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
I mean, we could be sitting on at
I mean-
least $10.
You honestly could be, but the newest set, like even common cards are selling for like $40 each.
So Henry got real big into pop figure collecting.
Like Funko
Yeah,
heads
pop,
or whatever.
pop
yeah.
heads or whatever, pop
Yeah.
dolls. Or
One of the
Funko Pop.
weirdest trends I've ever seen.
He's got a giant collection of those.
Right. Because that's plastic. I mean, I guess it's not any more dumb than cardboard cards, but
Cardboard cards or Star Wars figures when I was a kid or anything like that.
the Funko, I don't get it. That's one I don't get.
I don't understand how you don't get it.
Like,
Visually, I think the kids think they're cute.
it's the same thing though. It's just like I get it. The G.I. Joe character, Star Wars, Legos, whatever. It's like creations that are unique and to that time. But the Funko Pop heads, they all look, it's the same thing.
See, they're all different characters,
Yeah.
though, aren't they?
But
Yeah.
it's the
different
same
shows and.
It's the same concept, just a different face.
Well, so are
Like,
bobbleheads.
no-
So you're saying like bobbleheads are all the same?
Yeah.
Well, they are, but
I mean,
bobbleheads are dumb too, but
Pokemon are all the same.
yeah, it's just a card with a made up animal on it.
and do they have limited sets of Funko Pops
Yes.
too?
Yeah,
Yeah, they're very limited.
Carl, I didn't know you're.
I'm
such a
not. I'm
Funko
actually
Pop
not
guy.
for the record.
Yeah.
I want that on the record that I'm not
Yeah,
a
we'll
Funko Pop
look
collector.
at
That's
Carl's.
not checking out.
I did work at Hot Topic though, and we used to sell those all the time.
Yeah.
Really?
So, yeah.
Oh, are you kidding? The kids that like there's a couple sets that weren't cheap for like Christmas. He asked for that, like we would get.
And you just keep them in the boxes though, right?
Yeah, they're in the box.
So weird.
So for Father's Day last year, he gave me my own Fade Rufa from Dune
Okay.
because he knew I like Dune and he likes pop.
Mm-hmm.
So he gave me that, and it'll probably go back into his collection at some point. But it is. Megan had Beanie Babies. That was the same thing over
It's
and
true.
over.
Yeah.
That was weird.
And what happened to all your Beanie Babies?
I mean, that was a bubble if there ever was one.
Yeah, I had like 100.
Megan had she could have at the height of this probably been a millionaire.
Did you have the cases for the tags?
I had like a few cases for like the important
Okay.
ones, like
Like
the
she-
Princess
yeah.
Diana doll that there was only like 100 made in the world, and like yeah.
Oh, you were like
Megan
that,
had.
that.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Mm.
Megan had the mother load, like the Grateful Dead bears. Like,
Can we look up Princess Diana Beanie Baby and see what the price is on it
Yeah.
right now? I would like to know.
I mean, why we do that? Should we get into this shoe?
Yeah, probably should.
This isn't real.
Yeah, it is.
What is it?
There's one for 500,000. There's one for 18,000. There's one for 6,000.
Megan,
Yeah. Do you still have it?
I don't know.
Let's go
you
get it.
don't know. Can I come over to your house?
I used to have it in a little case though. That was one of them.
Dude,
that I
you should
remember.
come over and just rate. She has like a bag her mom brought over.
Look, I can, for a small fee, I can help you offload this stuff.
I'll give them all to you, and you can
I mean,
do what you want with them.
I mean,
Wait, Meg, don't we want to get a little profit out of this?
no, I would give you the profit. I would help you resell.
Yeah, we'll give you 10%.
You can have 90%.
If it's 10%,
Megan.
if it was 10% of that Princess Diana,
Yeah,
then I'm in.
Yeah.
No one's buying that.
$50,000.
That's insane.
Where would they be at?
The Beanie Babies?
Yeah, in the garage.
I have
Yeah,
some in
I think
the
they're in the
house in a
office.
bag in the office, and then I don't
Now
know.
watch, our house is getting robbed.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Beanie Baby heist.
Yeah, forget the shoes that are on
In
the
Baltimore.
Dude,
shelves.
getting our Funko Pops, Beanie Babies.
Man, you guys are sitting on a
Pokemon.
freaking gold mine. You're basically a GameStop from 1993.
Yeah.
That would actually be incredible. Imagine someone made a GameStop in their house.
Yeah.
That would be a cool thing to have, is like a basement that was a GameStop. And then you go down there and play all the games and watch all the movies.
I'm sure
and
there's some
all the toys and collectibles.
kids out there who have that set up.
Final check-in. All right. You made it this far. It's a pretty good podcast, I think. Maybe not. But anyway, since you made it this far, you're probably still running, or you're sitting in your car listening. I don't know where you are, but I appreciate you being here. So thanks. And if you are running, enjoy the rest of the run.
All right, this episode is sponsored by SWIFTWICK. They launched a brand new sock this week on Tuesday.
Sort of a new sock.
Kind of.
Yeah.
It's the Maxis, which is a max cushion sock. You know I'm going to like that. But it's a new mid-crew cuff height.
See, that's it. It used to be like a no-show.
Yep.
Now for those of us who like to have our ankles covered, out in public.
All those Gen Zers, you know us.
Yeah. That's my exclusive.
Yeah, so it's going to launch in 3 colorways, classic black and white and a gray. And so for those of you who are not familiar, the Maxis features SWIFTWICK's signature contoured compression and high-performance moisture wicking through a custom blend of nylon and recycled polyester.
I believe in the past, Believe in the Runner said this is the best sock for ultra running.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for some new seasonal colorways. But if you want to grab a pair today, Drop listeners can get 15% off their first purchase with the code BELIEVE15.
Keep those ankles covered and those feet comfy. When we went to Japan, I went into one store that had like all these realistic dolls.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were like from shows. So it would be like a hyper realistic Darth Vader or whatever. But from every genre you could think
like
of.
Alf.
And they were so well done. Yeah, but they were so well done. Like the details on it, like not like, Star Wars figures, you could tell it was someone's face, but it didn't really look like the actor.
Uh-huh.
These look identical to like.
And they were like not statues, but dolls or whatever.
I think they were articulated so you could move the limbs and stuff like that.
Oh, so you could actually, okay.
But
Gotcha.
and they probably came with like, you could detach his hand and put a fist on, and detach his hand, put a sword holding hand.
Oh, so Luke gets
That kind of
his
stuff.
hand back.
Yeah, you could do all that stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah, speaking of Luke, how about these ghosts?
Yeah.
Wait, there's one thing I want to say before we go about the shoes.
Another beanie drop.
No, I was looking up the 3D Capital, that's who purchased Skechers. So they bought them for $9.5 billion,
Mm-hmm.
but that's $63 a share. So my guess is that's what the cash payout is.
Oh.
Which I think is what it ended at, closed at then.
Yeah. Or it was like the average, 15-day average.
Which is pretty good, because probably when you bought it, it was probably around $15 a share. So
It was probably less than that. Yeah.
400%.
Also, these are the same people that own Kraft and Burger King and Firehouse Subs and Popeyes.
Oh.
I don't like Firehouse Subs.
Okay. Well,
Popeyes, I can get down with Popeyes.
Yeah.
And Jarrett and I did a trip to a very sketchy Popeyes to get the sandwich when that was the rage.
Yeah.
And then
Pretty sure they gave me a white tax on that. Charged me extra for sauce. I was a little.
Did they really?
Yeah. I think so.
That's weird.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if that's. I don't know. Double check that. I'm not sure if all Popeyes charge for sauce, but I don't remember getting charged before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they charged me for sauce.
Yeah. It was good though. I mean,
It was good, but
Good
it was even with a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. Like, I don't think it was.
yeah, they're different.
Like, the craze was unwarranted.
Yeah, I've been dialing back my Chick-fil-A chicken sandwiches. I think I've kind of like peaked on those. I might need a new player to come to the game. It's been.
I want to try the Eki Ben
mean-
slow roasted pork ribs.
Oh, they have that?
Yeah, that's a new menu.
I didn't see that.
That sounds pretty
It looked good.
But yeah.
so anyway, let's talk about these Brooks shoes.
All right.
Well, let's start off with Robbie's pair that him and Carl are going to have enough miles in that they can shoot a review on.
Ghost 17. Pretty nice shoe. Have you run in it again?
Yeah, I finished up. I did 6 yesterday afternoon.
Nice.
So now
Oh, you're wearing them right now.
I'm wearing them right
It's
now. Yeah.
I think it's a pretty nice shoe. I mean, it's not.
What makes a big difference in the shoe? Because are they using that DNA Loft Nitro or whatever it's
It's
called?
it's Loft V3, which I believe is the same
That's
as
what's
last
in
year.
yeah.
Yeah,
but-
it's right.
But they added 3 more millimeters in the heel and 1 more in the forefoot.
Which they needed, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a really nice, comfortable shoe. Just good for daily training.
You guys ran in
just
the
anything.
glycerin.
Yeah,
You guys reviewed the glycerin.
Yeah.
What's the
did like that shoe a lot.
difference between?
I guess this is a little softer.
Do you think that's softer?
Wait, what do you think?
I think it's
I thought the glycerin was supposed to be more cushioned.
it's more cushioned, but well, to be honest, the stack
Honestly, I
height's
forget.
pretty close. It's 36 in the Ghost and 38 in glycerin, so I don't know like
Yeah.
where that designation is going to come from anymore, but
Actually, kind of felt similar now I think about it. I might have to run the glycerin again to remember.
yeah, me too, just to
Yeah,
I think we might have
because I really liked the glycerin last year.
Yeah, that was a surprise.
Yeah,
I think in general, Meg made a comment to say that she feels like Brooks is on the upswing right now.
Oh yeah, I
I
was
would
talking.
say so. Yeah.
I was showing you the like they're doing these heritage looks for the Ghost Max and I think the Cascadia and I think there was a Adrenaline. Dude, the Adrenaline one was sick.
I like the
Peter's in there.
Ghost. I miss overlays on shoes.
Yeah, and it's look up the man. Can you look up the Brooks Adrenaline? I think it's the GTS 24.
So where would you put the Ghost in categorized in like some of the running shoes that we're running in now?
I mean, traditionally the Ghost was like
That's correct.
your standard.
Like your Pegasus.
Yeah, exactly. And the Glycerin would be more like the Vomero, like the high max cushion. So I don't know, because it's a little, like I said, like the stack height difference now between this and the Glycerin are kind of, it's very minimal. So that
But like where compared to other brands? Like where would this fit? Like would this fit in those range that we're talking about with like the Rebel and the Evo, or is this fit more in like the?
it's pretty standard. I don't think it's anything.
Yeah, I'd say not at that level. It's more of
Yeah.
like a Nimbus kind of
Okay, not a
vibe.
not a Nova Blast.
No, it's not that light. Like it doesn't feel that peppy or light. It feels more like Daily Trainer.
It doesn't have that nice toe off that the Glycerin had also.
That's confusing because we're going to talk about the Ghost Max, and it sounds like what you're describing is pretty similar.
Yeah.
So why are there two Ghosts?
That's a good
That's
question.
what I wanted to know. Yeah.
That is a good question.
I am also trying to figure out what has changed from the last version of this shoe, of the Ghost Max, because it
I mean,
feels
the Ghost Max is behind you. I think
identical.
I
It's same stack height, same foam.
the foam feels better in this one.
Thomas, look, that's the Adrenaline. Like that's,
That's
pretty
hot,
sick, right?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
The Adrenaline GTS 24. It's like a heritage look. It was.
I like that they're doing the overlays and the suedes and stuff like
I
that.
mean, that's cool.
Like we got to bring that back, and not just for like a lifestyle. Like I know that you can do a lightweight. It doesn't have to be like the felt. Like Adidas had it in the Boston a little while ago, where they put like those felt overlays. That
Yeah.
just give the shoe character. Now all the shoes sort of look the same.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the giant Brooks
Sorry.
logo on the shoes nowadays.
Yeah, I like that as well.
Yeah, I think the aesthetic of Brook shoes has gotten so much better.
Way
and
better.
just in general, like their lineups are just better. And I was telling Thomas, it reminds me of Asics like 5 years ago when they were coming back, and then all of a sudden they had these amazing shoes. So
Well, and did you see that Brooks smashed like this last quarter? They
revenue?
absolutely
Yeah.
smashed their revenue again, which I swear every quarter they say the same
Are
thing.
they public?
No, they're Berkshire Hathaway. So
Okay, yeah.
they're under that umbrella. But yeah, they just keep. They had their revenue in Canada was like a 50%.
yeah, I saw that.
year-over-year
I read that
increase.
article.
That's ridiculous.
That's pretty nice.
50%. So they're crushing it, and I feel like it's only going to get better. But I like the shoe. It was a good trainer. Like I really enjoy. This one of the shoes where you're just like, yeah, I would put that on like every time, just running it. It's just
See, and
like a
that's the
nice-
thing when you got this shoe. This isn't one of the most exciting shoes. So the first time you put it on, were you like, oh, let me give this a shot, or were you kind of like, nah, I'll do this because I have to?
Yeah, a little bit because I had to. But it's just like a nice shoe that you don't have to think about. It's light enough that you can pick it up a little bit. But just a comfortable, solid daily trainer. So
And
no complaints.
I loved running in the Max this morning, and I don't think it feels the same as the last version. I thought the last version felt a little blocky.
The Ghost Max.
Yeah, the last version is behind us, and
Yeah.
the midsole felt a little blocky. I felt like the first time we were just surprised by the shoe.
Mm-hmm.
So we were like, I think we even gave it Max Cushion Shoe of the Year.
Maybe.
Or that or runner up. Yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of had a little more of a blocky feel. This one, I felt like the foam felt a little more responsive, a little more bouncy.
Well, it was hard because I was tired this morning and it was pouring rain, and I had a fresh pair of shoes, and Thomas was like, you have to wear these. And I was like, I'm going to ruin them. And he's like, no, you won't. And look at them. They're trashed.
I'm a tired. Well, okay. So people who can't see because you're listening to the podcast,
Huh.
I have a bright white pair that's all white with just a black, whatever you call the
Overlays,
Logo.
accents.
The logo thing,
The logo.
whatever.
Is that what is the Brooks logo? Is it a road or an arrow?
I'm sure.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's up for interpretation.
It's a exaggerated Nike swoosh.
Yeah.
Or it's
Team
the
swoosh.
same logo as Anta has, because I saw someone wearing an Anta shoe and I was like, I thought it was a Brooks.
Yeah.
But anyway, Megan's pair is not as pretty as mine, but it's also not all white. It's kind of like more of a grayish color. Mine came back after a 6-mile run in the rain, pristine. They look brand new if they were dry. Megan's looks like she went to a freaking rave. It's got like blood on the toes.
It's
It's
not
like,
blood.
What is that?
I don't know.
It's like red. It's like my shoes when I came back from Kenya.
It does look like that. Or if you ran on the most overrated running trail in the world, on the Prees Trail.
Yeah. You got
Yeah.
preed.
Well, I
You
ran
got
through some
pretty-
puddles and that's Eastern Avenue right there.
Speaking of pre though, man, someone did one of those AI. You can tell it's like AI do a reel of pre and talk about the legend of pre, and I can tell it was AI, but I still watched it. But
It worked.
Yeah, it still worked. But I'm mad at myself and mad at them for doing it because I'm like, "Ugh, this is what it's going to be like. Content's just going to be like.
And it was just like a voiceover.
It was a voiceover with clips of pre.
Yeah.
And you could just tell like even the voice was not like a real voice.
Yeah.
Like it sounded like a real voice, but you could tell it was like one of those just by the inflection.
Yeah,
like,
just like the machine.
Pre was a great runner. You know, it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
And legend of his time. And it's like the little clips. And I'm just like, oh, people are going to be doing this with everything.
I read an article actually the other day that in a court case, they used AI to like bring back the victim and make a statement. And I don't know if it was like an official thing for the court, but the family like approved that use AI to
Wow.
bring him back to life and make a statement in front of the jury and stuff.
Like he had given a
Like he was-
statement before, and then they were
No, I don't know. I don't know the exact
using him as like a visual to say what he said before.
Like to humanize the person, the victim.
Yeah,
probably.
because he's obviously he died or was murdered or something.
I do
And-
think that in court, when you're just
That's
seeing the defendant, you're not thinking about the victim sometimes.
right, and if the victim's deceased, then so I don't know if that's going to become a new
that
trend.
would be crazy. I don't even know
norm
how,
where,
That's
like,
weird.
courts let
how would
that
that
happen.
hold up in court. That's
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's like
Well, you're allowed- I
admissible.
think the
it can't be
fam-
admissible because it's not the
Right.
person's not
But
alive.
I think the family's allowed to make a statement. So
And
it
they
could
use
probably
them
be a
oh, you're
As a
saying
placeholder.
after
Yeah.
at the sentencing maybe.
I'm pretty sure it was around then. Yeah,
like
Okay.
didn't
I
read
could
it.
have had a full life. I have a daughter. I have this.
Oh, that's
I have that.
interesting.
And
Yeah,
That was all taken from me because this person,
right.
drunk drove and smashed into my car,
Yeah,
killed me, and ruined my daughter's future.
It is
Yeah.
crazy. If you just want to kill someone in America, just hit him with a car.
Oh, geez.
and you probably won't go to jail for it.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Like I
think.
don't understand why people just don't do that more often.
Okay, if I ever get hit by a car, Carl,
Yeah,
you know where it
but
came
seriously, because like the maximums on vehicular manslaughter are so low that you'll almost always get out in like less than 10 years.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It is pretty.
from. Plus, if it's the jury that I was on here in Baltimore, they'll
Oh, you
come up
probably
with reasons why you deserve to get hit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was the craziest thing, man.
Oh yeah. Oh, he walked in a crosswalk when it was red.
The guy had one leg, got pulled out of his car and beaten up by this guy, and they're like, he shouldn't have been talking back.
There's a whole different code of justice
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
trickles its way onto the jury.
yeah.
Speaking of Baltimore, I am really disappointed that I didn't get to go to the Turnstile show on Saturday night.
Ugh.
Carl's also regrets it. You should have gone.
Uh-huh.
It's
Gone, man.
like it was.
I was there.
Yeah.
Were you?
I was there. Did you
Spirit.
see me stage diving?
Yeah, I saw you piss your pants in the corner.
Yeah.
I keep watching videos of it, and
It's everywhere.
Just like it feels like one of those things where everybody in Baltimore for the next quarter century is
A
going to be
moment.
like, "Do you remember when the Turnstile did that show?" It felt like just watching it, you could feel like it feels like the city that could
Well,
actually
let's-
feels like the
let's talk
city is
about-
turning around.
Let's talk about Baltimore's reputation, what actually happened that day. So Baltimore, like we have friends who come and visit and they're all afraid to come here because they're like, oh, it's so dangerous and this and that.
Right.
So a free concert was put on 500,000 people, or what did
No,
they say?
10,000.
Definitely not 500,000.
Ten- 10,000.
It was at least 510,000.
I think you meant 5 to 10. 5 to
Yeah,
10,000.
5 to 10,000
Yeah.
people in a park.
Mm-hmm.
Turnstile had no security,
No barricades.
no barricades. They did bring free water for everybody.
Okay, I didn't know that part. Yeah.
Yeah, they brought free water for
That's cool.
everybody.
Did they have porta potties? I feel like they would have had to, right?
That was like my main hesitation for not going.
Really? That was
Not
it?
just supportive, but I'm just like, dude, if you get a good spot where
Yeah.
you saw how big that crowd is, the second you get there, you're staying there.
Right.
Like, you can't
Right.
leave.
That's the thing. So when I look at it, I go, yeah, I would have liked to have been there. When I think about the reality of why I wouldn't go, is because like we're looking at those people in the front,
Yeah.
and we're looking at the people who can actually see the concert.
Right.
I know for a fact I would be one of the people that would be that little dot in the
back,
background.
yeah.
Still be cool.
Yeah, it would have
Oh,
been
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
But
I
they,
would, if I wasn't gone, I already had plans in a booked house. I would have been there for sure.
And
I
if
would've-
Robbie was there,
I
he would
would've-
have convinced me. So
And I would've
I
made
kind of blame
Carl
him
come.
for not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is my fault.
so but there was no barricades, no security,
Mhm.
no, there was water. There was no incidents. You didn't hear
No
about
fights.
one.
Yeah.
There was no incidents came out of that.
And from what I heard from like other people who were there, they're like, oh yeah, I brought my like 8-year-old kid to the show. There was like teenagers. There's like basically
there was
every
little
age group
kids
that was
doing
there.
stage dives.
I know,
Yeah.
that was insane. I don't know.
But like no one got hurt. No, the police didn't show up like I thought they were going to for some reason, because that's usually what happens when
Yeah.
you hear an unsanctioned show or something like
right.
that.
No
Like,
barricades, nothing. Like
Nope,
just straight
just
up small stage.
straight up vibes, man. It was
It's
just straight up
awesome.
vibes.
Well, that's the thing. People were getting up on the stage. Turnstile's playing.
Yeah.
There's no security. There's nobody. Like,
Yeah.
if you'd want to grab one of the guys,
Yeah.
then nothing stop you. But the thing is, it's funny as it being like a punk rock show and it being like hardcore. Quotes.
Mhm.
There wasn't, like, you would expect maybe some violence, but it was more like a peace, love.
Yeah, that's
And-
the
Yeah.
HXC community.
Yeah, dude.
I will
Oh,
say
yeah.
and that is like why I love Baltimore. Baltimore's this love-hate thing where it's like you can get away with stuff like that, like on a week's notice. That can happen where you're like, shit, that's not happening in other cities.
Yeah.
And or it can be like people can get away with stuff in other ways. So it's like you kind of got to
Double-edged
take
sword.
The
you
good
gotta
with the
take
bad.
double-edged sword, the good with the bad. So that's the good part of it, which is awesome. It felt like it looked like a vibe from the 90s when it
Yeah.
was just like,
How did Mayor Scott not get up on the stage?
yeah.
I'm surprised. He's good at finding a photo op. Yeah. But anyways, it was
He was giving out awards to runners.
yeah. Did he do that to Baltimore Marathon?
I got that right. away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time. It looked like a great time. I'm super bummed, but whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to think that I would go and enjoy it, but I also know that I wouldn't.
I thought, yeah, I don't know. I was wrestling with the idea of going like for like the whole day, and I was actually close to that area because Remfest was happening. So like in Remington,
Oh,
like that
yeah.
whole thing was so like you had that whole street festival going, then people just like poured over to the park. I'm like, I'm an idiot. I should.
You are
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
I have secondhand embarrassment for you. But yeah. All right. Well, that's
I don't
probably
even know
wraps it
what
up.
day was that.
Saturday night.
Saturday.
Like
yeah.
70
What was
degrees.
that is
What was I
Sunday.
doing Saturday? Meg just got back, so I probably just want to spend time.
Oh,
with
that's
Meg.
what it was.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Right.
Yeah.
Meg, you could have gone.
That's not my jam.
Yeah.
You
Was it
gotta-
a Beanie Babies convention?
I was busy
If
selling
someone said they had
Princess
a
Diana
Princess Diana
bags
one,
on
yeah, she would
eBay.
have been front row.
Taylor Swift free concert in the park.
Yeah.
Meg, be
Dude,
there.
what there's a Taylor
Dude, forget
Swift
that. That would be.
Taylor Swift Beanie Baby.
Are you still trying to go to a Taylor Swift concert?
She's not on tour right now.
That doesn't mean you're not trying, like, planning. Is it because she's with that football player guy that they're?
I thought they're breaking up.
Yeah.
Stop. They are not. Okay,
I
let's
heard
end
they
this
are.
show.
Are they breaking
There's
up?
rumor-
No, they're not
there's
breaking up.
rumors.
Of course there are.
That would be the best.
Yeah, I'm sure
And
it's a
then-
relationship that'll end happily ever after.
And then she
Sorry.
starts dating Lamar Jackson.
And then
You
she
Yeah.
can
guys are
write,
just jealous
she can write love
of their
story too.
fame and happiness.
Dude, I heard that she's dating
Justin Tucker.
Justin Tucker, yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, she'll definitely put on a free show here in Baltimore now.
Yeah. At the Royal Farms
Yeah.
Arena.
Oh, poor Tucker. He's gone.
Yeah,
I
bye.
guess not poor
Bye.
Tucker.
You provided us with lots of joy, except for the times where you missed and we lost games. But other than that, you won a lot of games.
Someone caught him practicing kicking in a
I saw that.
local park yesterday.
Yeah.
Over the weekend.
Yeah.
With the towel on.
Yeah.
How much you want to bet he goes to the Browns?
Oh, he definitely will.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's-
he's
I think
going to a
that's where
team
he's
in
going.
Ohio for sure.
Yeah.
Why Ohio?
'Cause they
Are they loose on
pick up-
massage
they just-
rules?
yeah, they just pick up
They have a whole
anyone.
different set of protocol over there.
I mean, the entire NFL is really okay with it, but
True.
I know. They're like, what did
Even
he
the
do wrong?
even the Ravens, when they released him, they didn't say anything about it. They were like, just said, he's had a great career, but sometimes you have to move on. I'm like,
Future
I
endeavor.
don't think that's why.
Did they manually release him?
stop.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay.
I think
All
we
right.
gotta call it there.
How do I even say hi, Mom, after that?
I'll say hi to her.
Hi, Ma.
Hi, Robin.
My laces tied, my trusty podcast by my side. If you wanna talk fun, it's the place to be. Yeah, it's the drop.